NBA teams with the most championships, a legacy of greatness. When people talk about the greatest dynasties in basketball, the conversation almost always begins with championships. In the NBA, titles aren't just trophies, they are milestones that define eras, legacies, and entire franchises. From the 1950s dominance of the Boston Celtics to the Showtime Lakers of the 1980s, to the dynastic runs of the Chicago Bulls, San Antonio Spurs, and Golden State Warriors, each team's championship history tells a unique story. Let's take a deep dive into the franchises that have collected the most championships, what made them great, and why their legacies endure today. 1. Boston Celtics 18 championships. The Celtics stand at the top of the mountain with 18 titles, the most in NBA history. Their dominance began in the late 1950s and reached mythical proportions in the 1960s, when Bill Russell led the team to 11 championships in 13 seasons, an unprecedented achievement in professional sports. The dynasty didn't end there. In the 1980s, the Celtics were powered by Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, and Robert Parrish, who battled Magic Johnson's Lakers in some of the most iconic NBA Finals series ever. Fast forward to 2008, the Big Three of Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen brought Boston its 17th banner. And in 2024, led by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the Celtics finally pulled ahead of the Lakers with championship number 18. Their tradition of excellence continues, fueled by one of the strongest basketball cultures in the league. 2. Los Angeles Lakers 17 championships. If the Celtics define tradition, the Lakers embody glamour and star power. With 17 championships, the Lakers have produced legendary eras that shape basketball culture around the world. The Showtime's Lakers of the 1980s, led by Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, revolutionized the NBA with fast-paced offense and high-flying excitement. Before that, in the 1970s, the franchise boasted Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West, cementing its place in history. The 2000s brought the era of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant, who delivered a three-peat from 2000 to 2002. Later, Kobe led the Lakers to 2 more titles in 2009 and 2010. In 2020, amidst the emotional season following Kobe's tragic passing, LeBron James and Anthony Davis carried the Lakers to their 17th championship in the Orlando bubble. For many fans, the Lakers symbolize basketball royalty, where every generation seems to produce new icons. 3. Golden State Warriors 7 championships. High voltage sign. The Warriors have one of the most fascinating journeys in NBA history. Their first title came in 1947 as the Philadelphia Warriors, and they added another in 1956. After moving to California, the Warriors, led by Rick Barry, won again in 1975, shocking the league with an underdog victory. But the modern Warriors dynasty is what truly defines them. Since 2015, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, guided by coach Steve Kerr, have transformed basketball with their three-point shooting revolution. Adding Kevin Durant to the mix in 2017 and 2018 only made them more dominant. Their most recent title came in 2022, with Curry finally capturing a Finals MVP. From pioneers of the shot clock era to architects of modern small ball, the Warriors' legacy is one of innovation and sustained excellence. 4. Chicago Bulls 6 championships. The Bulls' story is unique. All 6 of their championships came in the 1990s, and all with one man at the center, Michael Jordan. Alongside Scottie Pippen and coach Phil Jackson, Jordan led the Bulls to 2 three-peats, 1991, 1993 and 1996-1998. This dynasty didn't just win, it turned basketball into a global phenomenon. Jordan's impact, both on and off the court, elevated the NBA into worldwide stardom, making the Bulls a household name everywhere from Chicago to China. Though the franchise hasn't returned to that height since, the Bulls' 6 championships remain one of the greatest dynastic runs in sports history. 5. San Antonio Spurs 5 championships. Unlike the flash of the Lakers or Bulls, the Spurs built a dynasty on consistency, teamwork, and discipline. Coached by Greg Popovich and led by Tim Duncan, the Spurs captured titles in 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. With stars like Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and later Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs perfected what became known as the beautiful game, unselfish ball movement and suffocating defense. Their 2014 championship, in particular, is remembered for dismantling LeBron's Miami Heat with near-perfect execution. The Spurs may not have the glitz of bigger markets, but their dynasty is revered as a masterclass in building sustainable success. 6. The three title clubs: Miami Heat, Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers. Miami Heat, founded in 1988, the Heat are relatively young but already boast 3 championships. The Heatles era with LeBron James, Dwyane Wade, and Chris Bosh delivered back-to-back titles in 2012 and 2013, while Wade led the franchise to its first in 2006 with Shaquille O'Neal. Detroit Pistons, known as the Bad Boys in the late 1980s, the Pistons won back-to-back titles in 1989 and 1990 behind Isaiah Thomas, Bill Laimbeer, and Dennis Rodman. They added a third in 2004, shocking the star-studded Lakers with their gritty, defensive style. Philadelphia 76ers, with legends like Wilt Chamberlain and Julius Erving. The Sixers claimed titles in 1955, 1967, and 1983. Their last, led by Moses Malone, is remembered for Malone's for prediction of sweeping the playoffs. 7 two-time champions: Milwaukee Bucks and New York Knicks. The Bucks won in 1971 with a young Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Oscar Robertson, then broke a 50-year drought in 2021 with Giannis Antetokounmpo leading the way. The Knicks, one of the league's founding franchises, won in 1970 and 1973 behind Walt Frazier and Willis Reed. Despite a passionate fan base, New York has waited more than 50 years for another banner. 8 single championship teams. A number of teams have just one title, but each is memorable. Portland Trail Blazers, 1977, Bill Walton's masterpiece. Washington Bullets, 1978, led by Wes Unseld. Seattle Supersonics, 1979, now the Oklahoma City Thunder's history. Dallas Mavericks, 2011, Dirk Nowitzki's crowning achievement. Cleveland Cavaliers, 2016, LeBron James fulfilling his promise to bring a title to Cleveland. Toronto Raptors, 2019, Kawhi Leonard's legendary playoff run. Denver Nuggets, 2023, Nikola Jokic leading the franchise to its first title. Each of these championships carried huge emotional weight for their fan bases, proving that even one title can define a franchise's history. Conclusion: the race for legacy. Championships are the ultimate measuring stick in the NBA. For franchises like the Celtics and Lakers, the chase to stay ahead of one another is a rivalry that spans decades. Teams like the Warriors and Spurs have proven that dynasties can be built in the modern era, while the Bulls' run remains the gold standard for dominance. As new stars like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, and Jason Tatum rise, the race for the next dynasty is wide open. History shows us that championships aren't just about winning, they are about creating legacies that last forever.